Why, hello everyone. It's Saturday the 20th. There's a lot of hockey today. Do you like winning? Because we won yesterday. I did a video from a place I used to play roller hockey at, and I picked three hockey teams, and they won. So we won money. Yay! So it's only day two of the Kens94 bet $94 a day or $94 on a sport per day challenge, and we're already in the black thanks to winning a hockey bet yesterday. So we're up. We've made 75% on our money. We've done 2 days of this so far, and so far, so good. Now, I'd have to say I got a little lucky. I think that both Winnipeg and Edmonton winning here, one goal game, 2 goal game, good goaltending for both those teams. It was nice, but good times. So when you look at those results yesterday, you see that we hit everything, and our projected scores were pretty good. We also would have had this Carolina game, had a wagered on that game. We had a 4-2 game projected, ended up being 5-3, so they covered 1.5 and they won. Could have had them on there as well. Um, like if you had thrown Carolina on there, I'll show you kind of what that would have looked like in the betting. You throw them here, and you had done split up the $80 that I'd wagered here instead. If you did something like this, 20, they all won, and you could have turned that 80 into 534 actually instead of 326. So had we thrown Carolina on there, that would have worked out. So interesting to look at it that way. Now let's talk about today. Everything was good here. It was Brissant that played for Winnipeg instead of Hellbuck. He played great, but Rittich played okay. But Edmonton outdid them. Of course, Grice played terrible. This was the most obvious thing ever. And I think if Grice is playing again tomorrow, let's talk about tomorrow. So let's do our projections. Let's come up with a bet for the day on Saturday. There's a ton of games, and unfortunately, the goaltenders are really not confirmed yet, except for Marc-Andre Fleury for the Knights. So this makes it difficult because I kind of am hesitant to make my bets now without knowing who the goalies are. But let's assume that these are the goalies and talk about the games that way. And really, let's craft the bet because that's what I said I'm going to do here. So I've already gone through the list, so I have an advance notice of what I'm going to say. I don't actually have to dig through this and handicap it with you in the video. So let's talk about what I have seen. And what I found to be interesting about this was the algorithm really likes the Devils to win this game by a couple goals over Buffalo. I was kind of surprised at that. Goaltending for Jersey not great, but the goaltending for Buffalo bad. So this 125 is a pretty good line. Uh, Goaltender's not confirmed. Devils, did they just beat the Rangers? Is that what happened? I think they did. I'm willing to do this. Let's start throwing them in the list, and then we'll talk about it. So that's the Devils at minus 125 is the first thing that we got on there. Yeah, I didn't want to mess around with over-unders because it's predicting close to a 5 or half 6. But I do think the Devils are probably going to win this game. It's fairly close, but it looks like it's more skewed to the Devils than you would think. Next, Rangers and Washington, the Capitals. This game is in Washington. Can I go to this game tomorrow? Can I take my son to this game tomorrow? I don't know the answer to that. I'm going to check because I think I will. Actually, I will go to this game if I can tomorrow. That's my promise to you. If I can get there. I mean, what kind of promise is that? If I get there, I'll get there. But yeah, no. If I can get to this game, and if I'm allowed to go to this game, I will. And what will happen at this game? Well, it says that the Caps are going to outscore them 5-1. That their goaltending is much better. That their team is almost twice, not almost, but much better. They're one of the better teams on here. So this 150 line is very reasonable, and really it says take a minus 1.5. That's what this is saying. If Shesterkin is playing, I'm gonna take it easy because I hate taking the goal line, especially with the Caps. I'll never win if I bet on my team and try to get them on the goal line. So I will do that though. That's reasonable. given what's shown. Next, you got the Knights in Colorado. Now, here's the deal with this game. Notice it's slightly favoring Vegas over Colorado, but Grubauer can play well. Both these goalies are really, really good. The play is the under in this game. Now, the question is, well, what is the under? Well, the under for that game is set at 5.5. I totally believe that, and that makes sense. Now, this game, I don't think that these two teams fight to a 3-3 tie and then it goes to overtime. I think that if it gets to 6 goals, it ends up being 4-2 and or 5-1 somehow. 4-2 and not 3-3 and then turning into 4-3. Now that being said, if the over/under is 5.5, to put that in a round robin, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do something like this. I'm going to say that Vegas Golden Knights versus Colorado under 6. I'm going to take the alternate under. I'm not taking the 5.5 that's offered. I'm going to go and shop and get the 6. And it's not going to be at minus 110. It's not. It's going to cost more. It's going to cost me like minus 175. But I'm going to take it because I think that that's a much better number to have in a round robin. So I'm going to take the under 6 in that game, even though I actually think they're going to be under 5.5. But I want the extra half a goal with the hook or whatever. I want to take the hook off so that I get a push if it ends up being a 6-goal game. All right. Florida and Detroit. If Grice is playing, 172 is just fine, and you should really consider taking minus 1.5. If Grice is playing, I'm going to take Florida minus 1.5. After what I saw yesterday and how bad he is, I don't think they're going to start him, and that makes me not even want to make a bet here. I don't see how they start him after yesterday, and he let up like 3 or 4 in the first period, right? So keep an eye on that. I'm going to leave it off the pick because I just don't know what they're doing yet, but I will definitely take Florida if Grice is playing. And even if he's not playing, you can take the money line, but I want to see them announce the goaltender first. Islanders in Pittsburgh, Varlamov's playing well. It likes the Islanders, but it doesn't like them to win much by projected score because Pittsburgh's playing better and the goaltending is still pretty good on both teams. So I think the play is the under here. Now the under is also set at 5.5, right? Yep. Well, that one, I don't feel the need to take the alternate 6 there, although I think I should be consistent. I think we'll do the same thing, and I will find what these lines actually are and update this, but this is going to be the exact same thing, which is going to be New York Islanders versus Pitt, and it's really under 6, and I'm doing alternate unders, I should say, but you can tell by the line. All right, so let's assume that that's at 175. I don't know the answer to that. I'll look those up to get an idea. And then, so that's what I want to do there because it's too close a game to call. Though it would say take the Islanders at plus 112. Is what it would say if you had to pick a team there. Here, I like Columbus again because of all the consistency and this guy Elvis. I like the name. All that I think that Columbus is going to win this. So I'm going to take Columbus on the money line again because Nashville's playing terrible. All right, so everything's consistent there. So let's add that. What else we got? San Jose, St. Louis. St. Louis supposed to win this game, but the line's not great, and Martin Jones could play a decent game and cause them trouble. But look at that drastic disparity in adjusted power. It's really saying take St. Louis. If this is the matchup, that's almost overwhelming. I don't want to say no to a game at this. How bad is San Jose this year is the question, right? It's a big disparity here. It's a big margin. It's a bigger margin than the Columbus game. If we're going to bet the Columbus game, we should bet this game. So let's be consistent. I'm starting to throw a little too many games in this round robin, but it's a big day, so whatever. We'll have fun with it. What else we got? LA and Arizona thinks it's just an incredibly close game. So that means take LA plus 1.5, actually. That's what you're supposed to do. Because it'll be a reasonable line. And if they don't win, they'll probably lose by less than 2. Because of Quick's goaltending. I want to do that, actually. It's screaming out, do that. Especially from the game I saw. All right, let's try that. Let's throw that in there. We got too many picks. LA plus 1.5 is going to be probably minus 150, maybe? Minus 135, something like that. To look that up. Guessing here. Because it's just going to be a really close game. I guess there's an over there that could be had, but I like LA either winning that game or making it super close in overtime. Toronto, Montreal. Here's the game where it likes the over. This is the highest projected scoring game out of everybody because if Hutchinson and Price are playing, the goaltenders are weak and the offense is kind of visible on both teams. So here's where I would do the other way around here, right? So the over for that game is, I believe, set at 6.5. Right here, yeah. The over is already set at 6.5. So I will do the same thing about taking the alternate number where I'm going to make a 6 there. We're running out of games. We got too many games going on here. We will have to, let's make a copy. Let's make a copy of the sheet. We're going to break this up into 2 picks. We're going to break up our picks into 2 here. So let's restart this one. And we were talking about doing Toronto versus Montreal, and we're going to do over 6. And this is another adjusted line. So we're not going to get minus 110. We're going to end up getting like minus, I bet you, 190 actually. I bet you it's not going to be very, very nice. But I do want to have, I want it to be a push at 6 still. I don't like going over 6. So let's do that. Then we've got a Tampa Bay Carolina game. Look at this one. Here's another one where it's predicting goals. What's the over under there? Carolina game's got a 6 or a 6.5 over under too. That's tough to deal with. I get it. Totally evenly matched game. Carolina just came off a game last night. Reimer will be playing. Whoops. This is a sneaky Carolina bet at 102 because they're supposed to win across the board and they're an underdog. So given that I'm going to split up into 2 tickets, I'll do this. We're going to do a lot of hockey bets today because it's going to be a fun Saturday. Minnesota and Anaheim loves the under in this game. So that under is what? Give me 5.5? Yup. Do I do the same thing here and do my alternate? I'm going to be consistent and do that and say Minnesota versus Anaheim under 6. And that means it's going to cost me 170, probably, about. We'll find out. And what else do we have? The last game is Calgary and Edmonton. Yeah, loves Edmonton if Rich is playing. And just Edmonton playing better. I don't understand why they're only minus 117. I'll jump on that, assuming all that's good. So let's take that. So we got 4 on this ticket and 7 on this ticket. So let's move some stuff over. We've got some kind of later games, and let's do that then. Let's move those later games over. So that way we can review this when the goalies are announced. I mean, I guess the goalies aren't announced for anything yet, but here's reasonable. So you got 5 on this ticket and 6 on this one, and we've got $94, right? So let's do 50 and 44. So let's do 44 on this. Almost. 2, 250 to 150. $44 to win 258 on these 5 games. All right. That's how I did that. Did 3s, 4s, and 5s on this 5-team thing here. And then this one, where we have 6 of them, we've got $50 left. what kind of lines we got in here? Got over 6, under 6, Edmonton. Let's do just 4s, 5s, and 6s because we have 6 on this one. And 2, 250. Wait a minute. 225. I actually think it won't let you do that. 170. There you go. And here you have $50 that pays $5.35 if we can catch these 6. And if we start losing one here and there, like say we lose, what are we going to lose here? Let's say we lose the LA game. It goes down to 128. You lose that, you're going to lose half your money. So you really got to do pretty well. It's tough to hit this many hockey games, actually. I mean, I got some over-unders. Whatever, we just did some analysis of all these games. We'll double-check the goalies tomorrow. But this is basically 50 to win 535 and 44 to win 258 on these 5 games. So these are the picks that I've come up with. There's a lot of handicapping. There will be some. Is there one hockey pick of the day that's screaming out saying this is the best pick of the day? And the answer is, well, it's Florida to win if Grice is playing because that's just a great pick. It's almost Florida minus 1.5 because that pays a good line if Grice is playing. But that is totally if he's playing. Don't know if he's going to start. So let's not include him as the pick of today. I mean, Washington over the Rangers is a big pick here at minus 150, and it's saying minus 1.5. That's a big pick. Is it the pick of the day though? The pick of the day could be an over/under also. Looking at the projected score totals, the game that has the highest projected score was almost Florida-Detroit, but yeah, it is Florida-Detroit, although it could also be Toronto and Montreal very close at 7.5. The lowest scoring game, there's a 4.9, a 4.3 in this Islanders-Pittsburgh game, and a 4.8 in Vegas, Colorado. This 4.3, I was amazed to see how low this was. This has a really good Varlamov and a playing better Tristan Jarry, and 2 teams that apparently are not having a lot of offense this year. So the under 5.5 in the Islanders-Pittsburgh game just might be the pick of the day. That's what it is. From an over/under standpoint, that is what it is saying, that is the best under to take. And the best winner, just flat out winner, is probably somewhere between, there's like a parlay with like, if Grice is playing, it's like Florida and Washington. You could do a Columbus and St. Louis. Edmonton is a good line here. Edmonton, yeah, there's a lot of good stuff. All right, guys, I've talked too long. Good luck, everybody. May all your picks be winning. I might be back with another video today. I don't know. I've got a lot going on today, too. We'll see what happens. But we'll see if we can have another winning day. As you can see that when it comes to the bets, there will be more betting today. There was going to be a $94 NCAA basketball bet today, and there's going to be 2 NHL bets today. NHL 1 and NHL 2 today, and they are going to be for $50 and $44. And we will keep track of all that. So if I lose all the bets that I have today, we will be in loser territory again, because we will be wagering $188 today. And before we wagered that, we're up $141 overall. But we might be down if we lose everything today. So let's cross our fingers. Good luck to us.